Coming up next on this edition of In the City, TDOT is soon to begin a road project in the city limits that has been talked about for years. Also, Murfreesboro City Council offered something to a nonprofit organization that nobody saw coming. Plus, we have the most recent update on the daylighting Town Creek project. And the police and fire departments had a little fun recently for a good cause. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. Our top story. The Tennessee Department of Transportation hosted a well-attended informational meeting about a project that's been discussed for years.
The Tennessee Department of Transportation is preparing to start a road widening and safety improvement project that will widen Thompson Lane from Broad Street to Memorial Boulevard. The project includes expanding the road from 2 lanes to 5 lanes, adding sidewalks on both sides, building a shared use path, upgrading and adding traffic signals, replacing the bridge over the West Fork Stones River, and making additional safety improvements. TDOT hosted a project information meeting at Siegel Elementary to meet with the public on this project.
Whenever we're talking about TDOT property, so that's interstates and it's also state routes. So TDOT's responsible for those. However, we do have a lot of collaboration with the city of Murfreesboro. They're great partners, and they're helping us, get the word out about this project as well. And we know a capacity improvement is needed here on North Thompson Lane. So we're excited to get to work.
TDOT will be managing the project, so we're just kind of the eyes and ears of our public.
TDOT says about 26,000 vehicles per day travel this corridor, and traffic volumes are expected to continue increasing. The current roadway no longer provides an acceptable level of service, particularly near schools, neighborhoods, and the Tennessee Miller Coliseum area.
Right now, you typically have 1 lane in each direction. We're going to make that, we're going to widen it to 2 lanes in each direction, plus a center turn lane throughout the entire corridor. We're widening it, but we want to make it safer too. It all has to work together.
One thing in particular that we're actually installing a hybrid pedestrian beacon, which is a traffic signal for pedestrians to cross the roadway around the Greenway Trailhead.
The project's primary goals are to reduce congestion, improve safety, increase roadway capacity.
While this isn't required of us, we wanted to come out and open the doors to the public and say, what are your concerns? What are your questions? Because we want to be transparent. The last thing that we want to do is to have people start seeing construction signs and barrels and not know what's going on.
It's going to be extremely challenging. Construction comes with pain. This is going to be a 4-year project, and safety is priority.
The project construction is expected to begin in fall 2026, with an estimated completion the second quarter of 2030.
The Journey Home came to a City Council workshop meeting to give an update on their new facility, but got something back they didn't expect.
In October 2025, the Journey Home cut the ribbon on their new facility off of Old Salem Road. The Journey Home is a Christian ministry whose primary focus is to serve the homeless and disadvantaged of Rutherford County.
And the reason we built that facility was for the 10 interim family housing units to support families that are homeless in our community. At the time I did this, there was 10 families that had been housed in the building for over 1,152 bed nights. We're still progressing with 7 of them. 3 of them we have housed in our housing. So Scott's vision is working.
Because of this growth, the Journey Home is looking to purchase city-owned property next door to their facility.
If you'll look at the comparison in volunteer hours between second quarter of 2025 and 2026, we've had an increase of over 79%. We really appreciate the city working on us on potentially being able to acquire that property, and we look forward to make it into a beautiful spot over in our neck of the woods.
Mayor McFarland had a surprise that nobody saw coming.
So we've gone 16 months or 18 months since we had the last meeting. They've opened their new facility. They've done everything that they said they were going to do. I'm one vote, but I don't think $180,000 on property that we bought 30 or 40 years ago and that old fire station is going to make or break the city. If Journey Homes could agree to show how that they're going to use those funds to get this built, I would be a vote to give them the property for $1.
I'll second that. Was that the motion?
I can't make a motion.
I can make the motion.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Saberwater.
Aye.
Ms. Gels Harris. Mr. Maxwell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Shacklet.
Aye.
Mr. Wade.
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye.
Mayor McFarland.
Aye.
Surprised is not even the word I would use. It was just overwhelming, the show of gratitude from the city of Murfreesboro, the grace that they've given us. We're now going to be able to take the funds that we had raised and complete construction on this project and do what we can to help our community in any way we can.
The daylighting Town Creek is starting to really take shape. Producer Steve Burris gives an update on the project.
Work continues on the Daylighting Town Creek project. This project will unearth Town Creek that back in the 1950s was directed into an underground culvert. From Murphy Spring Wetlands at Discovery Center to Cannonsburg Village, where it becomes visible again. Here's the latest update as of July 2026.
So here we are looking south along Front Street. Right here we have our hydrodynamic separators staged along the roadway here. These hydrodynamic separators will be used for treating storm water before it enters the creek. They'll separate the trash and any debris that would float into the stream. We have SBW there sorting river cobble, getting us a nice clean product for placement in the stream. You can kind of see the dirt to the right there. And you can see to the left, that stuff looks a lot cleaner. I don't want to put that dirt into the channel. We're placing it at the pedestrian bridge abutments. We'll place some of it in the channel underneath the bridge at Front Street to mimic the river bottom. Any place where there's water coming in to the channel, we'll have it throughout the project. People will be sitting here. We'll have some plantings in here, some type of steps that'll go down the center right here. Nice little area to sit on and enjoy the creek. When we put these head walls in here, originally we thought we were just going to do a plain concrete head wall. We figured out that we could actually do this and use the exact same forms that we use for the pedestrian abutments to mimic the stone wall. Our pedestrian abutments, so there'll be a bridge that'll go across that right there. Those guys right there, they're actually laying electrical lines that'll go underneath the creek. What we're looking at here is the double box culvert that will tie into Church Street. And SBW is backfilling the footers for the contact crossing. So there's going to be an arch that's going to go across this to kind of hide the double box culvert.
Stay tuned to CityTV for more updates on this exciting project.
Check out The Insider, the city's official podcast for the latest news on what's happening in Murfreesboro and in our community. Watch The Insider on CityTV, Facebook, and YouTube, and download it wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. To say the police and fire departments are competitive is an understatement, especially when it's for a good cause.
If you smell barbecue in the air, it's not your imagination. First responders go head-to-head in a battle for bragging rights at Texas Roadhouse's inaugural Rib Relay. Murfreesboro Fire Rescue, Murfreesboro Police Department, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, and Rutherford County EMS stepped up to the plate to see who could clear their plates the fastest. Each team was eating for a cause by choosing a charity that will be donated to. And after the showdown, Murfreesboro Fire Rescue's team called Team Big Back took home the first place trophy, with Murfreesboro Police coming in second with Team Silence of the Hams.
It was great. It was a huge outturn. So I love to see this many people get together and just have fun.
The fun didn't stop there. The event was also a Dine to Donate fundraiser where Texas Roadhouse pledged to donate 10% of same-day purchases back to these local agencies. agencies.
With Texas Roadhouse, we love our veterans, we love our service department people, and it's just something fun, something that we can give back to the community as well as have a little fun at it. So getting them all together to have a rib relay eating contest, and each one of their charities getting some money back tonight from our proceeds is just something that's dear to our heart, giving back to the community.
Congratulations to MFRD on the big win, and a big thank you to all of our first responders.
Check out the edition of Everything Traffic, where Mayor McFarland talks to Chris Griffith, Executive Director of Public Infrastructure, about road projects throughout the city. You can find Everything Traffic on CityTV and the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. One of Main Street Murfreesboro's jobs is to promote downtown, and they did that in a unique way for America's 250th anniversary.
The new downtown mural called The Patriots Flag is now officially on display on the side of Shacklett's Photography Building at 105 South Church Street.
With America 250, trying to figure out how we wanted to celebrate as Main Street Murfreesboro, the idea of a mural mosaic came across my desk, and I saw that they were doing it across the country. And so the company, you actually order the design that you want, and they send you the tiles and the painting kit and how to put it together.
If you're walking near the green space across from the Rutherford County Courthouse, you can't miss it. At a distance, the installation shows an American flag and an eagle, but as you get closer, the details come to life. The mural is made up of 650 individual 4x4-inch tiles. Each one was hand-painted by the community.
We had like a whole map of how to put the tiles based on what color they were. Some of the tiles are pre-painted, which make the eagle's head, so they came with the kit. So the company had those drawn out and painted for us. So all the tiles that were painted in our community make up the red, blue, and violet.
Organizers say the goal of the project was simple: to show off the spirit of our community while celebrating America's birthday.
I think this is a great way to celebrate America 250 because it brings everybody in our community that participated together. It's got a little touch of individuals, but it also shows what power there is when the community comes together and is creative.
Bringing a project like this to life took a village. Main Street Murfreesboro teamed up with Murfreesboro Parks and Rec, local public libraries, and the Rutherford County government to organize the project.
Could not have done this without the City Parks and Rec and the Rutherford County government. So both of those entities helped to fund this along with the Tennessee Arts Commission grant.
But putting those 650 pieces together was a challenge. Corey Richmond of Graffiti Sign and Graphic Studio stepped in to assemble the project. He mounted 4x8-foot panels onto a heavy-duty aluminum frame.
It should last. They said up to 10 years. We put a covering over all of the tiles when we put it together that should help protect it from the sun, but it might fade a little bit, but it's a permanent structure.
Next time you're downtown, be sure to stop by, take a closer look, and see how many unique designs you can spot.
I just think it says a lot for our city as well, that somebody can come up with an idea like, hey, let's do a mural mosaic, and people gather around, and we've got some great community partners that are willing to put up the money and the time, and that people love to do things like this where they get to do things creatively.
The Patriots flag is expected to withstand elements and inspire downtown visitors for many years to come.
Murfreesboro continues to be a destination for soccer tournaments with players of all ages.
The Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation hosted another high-profile soccer event with the U.S. Youth Soccer Girls National Championships. Over 5,400 girls, ages 13 through 19, from 249 teams all over the country, came to Richard Siegel Soccer Park to see who's the best team in the country.
These teams represent representatives from our National League, which is kind of our top league-based competition, as well as the State Cup champions from our 54-member state association. So it really is kind of our big celebration of soccer to recognize the accomplishments of these girls teams from across the country.
We've hosted President's Cup, we've hosted Southern Regionals, we've hosted MLS Next, and now we're hosting USYS Nationals. We host the girls this summer, we'll host the boys next summer, and hopefully we'll continue to host these large regional events. I love welcoming people to Murfreesboro. I grew up here. I love showcasing everything that we have to offer, and I think it's going to be hopefully an place for these large events to come for the future.
Tennessee is represented in this tournament, more specific, Murfreesboro.
We are lucky enough to have 3 Murfreesboro teams actually competing here. So we have our 09s, our 10s, and our 2012s from TSC Murfreesboro, and we're really hoping that we'll get 3 national championships out of this week.
With the United States hosting the World Cup this year, it has definitely increased the popularity of soccer, and U.S. youth soccer has seen it.
This is really, kind of the summer of soccer in the U.S. It's an amazing opportunity to promote the sport, literally from coast to coast. The last time the U.S. hosted a World Cup in 1994, that kind of led to the creation of the MLS, which really sparked professional soccer to a new level in the U.S. And we really hope to see similar growth after the 2026 World Cup. Everything's going great so far. We had some scheduling complications just with some of the rain y'all got in the last week or so. We have the turf fields to rely on when that schedule gets a little backed up.
Weather's always a contributing factor to these events. Luckily, we have 8 artificial turf fields, one of them being indoors, and that field is grounded, so regardless of the lightning, regardless of the weather outside, we can continue to play those games inside. We want to make sure this event is as good as it's going to be, and really that's just working as a team and coming together and making sure all the parts are good to go.
We've hosted events in Murfreesboro in the past, some of our regional events, so we know what a great host city they are, and what a great complex Richard Siegel is here. The host capabilities from hotels to entertainment to dining, it's just a great place to have an event, especially of this size.
That's what we want. We want people to come and we want them to spend money here. We want them to stay here, want them to have a good time and continue to talk about the time that they had in Murfreesboro.
Check out the latest edition of Murfreesboro's Parks and Recreation's podcast, Talkin' Parks, this month. You can watch Talkin' Parks on CityTV and the city's Facebook and YouTube pages, or listen wherever you get your podcasts. I sit down with Murfreesboro's newly hired city attorney that's no stranger to this area. Hello Murfreesboro, I'm Michael Linn White with CityTV, and we want to welcome you today to a new series that we are calling One on One. And today our first guest is attorney Jeff Peach. He came from Smyrna and now he has joined us here at the City of Murfreesboro, and we're very excited to have him. And today we're going to get to know a little bit more about Jeff Peach, so thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Jeff, you were raised in Maury County.
That's correct, Columbia, Tennessee.
Yes, and so you started your career in in EMS and law enforcement. Let's talk about that.
Sure. First I worked for the ambulance service in Maury County. It wasn't soon after that that I came to school at MTSU as a college student. And so through my schooling, I started having an affinity for law enforcement from my father, from an uncle, and so just kind of had a law enforcement family. And so drove me towards that direction. Of course, I fell in love with Rutherford County and Murfreesboro. And so I decided to get a job at the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, and working for the then Sheriff Truman Jones. And so I worked at the Sheriff's Office for around 4 years. And then in 1996, I took a job with the Smyrna Police Department. I worked up in Smyrna as a patrolman and then a supervisor. And then in 1998, I became a detective, where I served out the remainder of my career until 2008.
And so I know that you served Smyrna as the town attorney for 17 years.
So I was in the town attorney's office since 2008. And so constant run until I was able to make it here to Murfreesboro.
Well, we're glad to have you here. So coming from law enforcement experience and having spent over decades as a police officer and a detective before practicing law, how does your law enforcement background shape your approach to legal issues today?
Well, I think the approach is I tend to realize how decisions that are made in a city administration, how those can affect those that work for us every day, the heroes that work for us, whether it's in the police, fire, water, sewer, wherever for the city, that the decisions that are made at the administrative level can have effects detrimentally or for the better for those that are working on the front lines with the citizens.
So let's talk about your department vision. You're coming in new, and I know that you probably have some things that you want to bring from your experience. What is your vision for the department going forward?
So my goal is, is to pick up the baton, and as anyone should, I want to leave it better than I found it is the ultimate goal. But I also would like for my deputy attorneys, my assistant attorneys and staff is to assist where I can with their professional growth and give them a variety of issues to explore, because with city attorneys, I often say that we're kind of the unicorns of the legal world, because being a city attorney or a municipal attorney, you're faced with so many facets of the law. You could be dealing with an employment issue 1 hour, the next minute you're dealing with planning and zoning issues. You could have a law enforcement issue. Here we also have the Murfreesboro City Schools that we provide legal counsel for. And so you basically have to be a jack of all trades. And there's no other legal career that is like being a municipal attorney.
That makes sense, because you've got so many different facets of a city that need legal counsel. So it would make sense you would have to know a lot of things about different departments or different areas.
That's right. Sometimes I wish the same question would come up twice, but it seems like it never does.
So yeah, let's talk about your department. Share with us how many attorneys we have here in the city, because I feel like sometimes if you don't work for the city or know much about the goings on internally, they don't know what the legal department even looks like.
Sure. Well, I have 6 attorneys in-house here at City Hall, and then we have an attorney, as I mentioned, for Murfreesboro City Schools. And we also have 2 paralegals in our office.
So we've got a whole staff ready to meet the city's needs.
That's right, and they're working hard every day.
Yes, because we have got a lot going on here. So having represented municipal government for nearly 2 decades, what's the most important lesson that you've learned about balancing legal requirements with public interest?
I think it's really kind of easy, because one, I need to always remember what your role is as counsel. We're there to advise, and it's okay if we can give advice that may not be taken, or it may be taken, or may just be factored in. And so, but to remember that I'm not a legislator, I am not a manager of the other departments with the town. And so to remember that role. And obviously the second thing is treat people as you would want to be treated, or your family members treated. So when I'm dealing with the public, I understand there may be an issue that seems maybe inconsequential that I may be dealing with, but to them, it's the only thing that matters at the time. Mm-hmm. And so I try to remember that all of the time.
Let's kind of backtrack a little bit and talk a little more about Jeffrey, the person outside of being an attorney. We want to talk about your family. You've got a beautiful wife, you've got grandchildren. Tell us a little bit about all of that.
Yes, as you mentioned, beautiful wife, Katie, and we have 4 children. They're all adults. We have 5 grandchildren. 4 of those are girls, 1 boy, so he is outnumbered. But we're very blessed to have the number of grandchildren we have, and to have the health and success of the children.
And let's not forget your other baby, your doggie.
Sure, probably one of the most important things in my life is Jax, my German Shepherd. That is, he's 12 and a half years old, so I've been blessed to have him around.
So what made you come to the city of Murfreesboro to take this role after being in your previous position for so many years?
Yes, I believe it was just professional growth. Murfreesboro is around 3 times the size of the community where I was working. And so it was an opportunity to deal with a larger office and more responsibility of management. And I believe if you're not moving forward, if you're not growing, then by definition you're stagnant or dying. And so I believe it's important not only for me to continue to grow, but also to inspire those around me and my staff to continue their professional careers and give them the tools to do that.
Well, we're so happy that you came to the City of Murfreesboro to join us, and we're excited about all of the work that you and your team are doing and will continue to do. So thank you for that, for your service.
I'm glad to be here.
And thank you for being on our first episode of One-on-One.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for watching. I'm Michael Linn White, and make sure to stay tuned for our next episode of One-on-One. Check out Murfreesboro City Schools' official podcast called Between the Bells. Each month, we talk to a city school employee as well as a school principal. Watch Between the Bells on CityTV, Facebook, and YouTube, and download it wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. In this edition of Traffic Minute, we discuss 2 intersections in Murfreesboro where motorists need to address infractions that are taking place.
The Murfreesboro Police Department highlights 2 traffic issues on our roadway during the peak hours from 4 to 6 p.m. First, blocking the intersection at Fortress Boulevard and Manson Pike. On Fortress Boulevard, motorists can only go into an intersection if they can fully clear it without blocking anyone, even when you have a green light. Second, using the left turn lane to improperly pass at Cason Lane and River Rock Boulevard. On Cason Lane, motorists travel in the continuous left turn lane to get ahead of motorists, crossing over a no-drive zone to enter into a left turn lane at Old Fort Parkway. Both break the city's code of ordinances. Murfreesboro Police Department frequently patrol these areas and will write tickets to deter these behaviors.
We are excited that we have partnered with PAWS of Rutherford County to bring you the Pet of the Month. Meet Arnold. This playful, energetic 3-year-old boy loves getting time outside in the yard to run around and chase his toys. And he's been practicing some tricks like sit, stay, and spin. Arnold is about 45 pounds, neutered, and up to date on vaccines. He seems like he'd prefer being an only dog, but you're welcome to bring in your current pup for a meet and greet to be sure. Come say hello to Arnold today. If you're interested in adopting a new friend, check out adoption requirements online at rutherfordcountytn.gov/adoption or stop by the shelter for a visit. For more information about Arnold or any other dogs or cats available for adoption, go to secured.rutherfordcountytn.gov/PAWS. You can contact PAWS at 615-898-7740 or email them at paws@rutherfordcountytn.gov. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.